Atho, back adaptation. I like it. I like that Mog. Every time I look at you, I realize I need to go back and do the entire thing. Deathless run. Goddess's Cry is going to be first up versus Kiosk, immediately catching him with a succubus CC as he gets himself the Immo Aura. Or Immolation, not Immo Aura. Kiosko does human racial out of that stun as soon as it comes down with a Shadow Crash. Mortal Coil by Christ does go for the distance as a scatter. He just takes that with him as Kiosko is forced to charge through all of these portals, trying to catch up to Christ, charging to him with a coordinated assault as him and his pet both bounce at the Warlock, walling off with the dark back surrounding him. Kiosko having to duck and cover inside of a turtle shell as soon as possible, together with his fortification of the bear. I think he also, did you use the survival of the fittest already? Trying to see if he can lock out Cries at every angle into a stun, immediate trinket by the Warlock as he's singeing past Kiosk. It does not leave him dotted though, because that Manic Bandage is still going to get some value. Rain of Fire disrupting the heal, and at this point I feel like Kiosk should be getting some cooldowns coming back up. Got himself Scatter, big explosive, maybe that's shock him. I think he was going for the big go. I don't know if he has a stun though. Yeah, no intimidation for a good bit. But Christ is taking a little bit of damage. Mortal Coil is going to set him up pretty good though into second BCC right after. If you have yourself a big Chaos Bolt maybe, Shadow Fury, bolt around the corner, doesn't quite connect with that stun, and Kiosk is able to at least back up out of there for just a moment. The man is going to need a feign death. Trying to go for a camo. Is it a clean one? No way. Actually, it's so clean. Cries with a Mortal Coil, trying to see if we go for a bit of a fear. That's going to be a little bit of protection as the pet rushes over to aid Kiosk as Chaos is going to come in. I think it was a pet sack at that point. Yeah, so the crit damage should be split with the pet quite a bit. Cries trying to see if he can back the hell out of the Kiosk charging in. I think it's going to be an all-in for the Hunter. Big interrupt on Cries. He does go in for the Warlock Health and Soul Burn as well. Kiosk not a lot of health available. Not the same for Cries. Wait, big survival of the fittest. Go shut. Oh my god, that's actually so good. He just overpowered the Warlock. This is my man Cries here. He just kept trucking the damage back to back with this guy. Man, the Warlocks can't get their demon armor to 90% or 90% buff with demon skin armor buff fast enough, huh? Because that's going to be a nice little buff for Ted too. And Hunter's a lot of the explosive damage, fire damage, maybe a little bit of poison, but like a good portion of it is just that physical, visceral, like kill shots, big mongoose bites from a distance damage. So that's rough, man. That's rough. I'm not used to a Hunter toppling a Warlock like that. Not Cries in particular either. Ath are going to be up next. Hand Freedom with the ready. Make sure Demon Hunter done AFK again. Do we have a Demon Hunter? We do have a Demon Hunter actually. Yeah. Maybe you guys should send Nigel right after, yeah? If he's going second after Kiosk, then we don't have to worry about it. Gotta be full wings. I'm swapping the wrong person. Swapping the wrong Hunter. Full wings available for Atho. Playing into the Crusade. Immediate freezing trap by the Hunter. Trying to see if he can bow out of there for a moment as Atho slowly but surely mounting up on his seed, trying to make his way over towards Kiosk, trekking across, but cannot really get him. The pillar with traps is literally where the Hunter would rather play around with their food. Into an explosive shot onto Atho, maybe a scatter shot on top of it. Explosive goes in with a flanking strike at the same time. Atho gets some kind of a little shield. I don't even know what that was, but it's got little like shields around him. I don't really know what it's supposed to be. Trinket, adaptation, get him procced out. Does Kiosk have intimidation very soon actually? So if you can, wait, your pet is down. Wait, your pet is dead. Does Kiosk, he realized the last second. I think that's where he's trying to go for maybe some survivability. Pet is dead. Manic bandages. Atho, unless you can like cleave off of the pet somehow onto Kiosk, it's going to be a little bit rough. Stun onto the Pally. It's going to be a bubble as Kiosk goes into charging him with coordinated assault, trying to go for a bit of a heal. Acceleration, keeping him alive. But Atho with a bubble, no wings available for a good bit. Blind right after as Fortification of the Bear is out. And Atho with a stun. But at this point, what can you do as a Paladino? You might be able to crack into that health bar a little bit. But as long as Kiosk has a way to back the hell out of dodge, he'll be a-okay. Death Strike him with an explosive scatter right after, just trying to see if he can get himself as much CC as he can. Big damage to follow. Kiosk can get himself big flanking strike after kill shot onto Atho. Does go lay in hands last second as a harpoon comes in. Maybe this is where Atho could potentially some way, somehow turn this around. Kiosk making sure to tank up as much as he can. Manic bandages for a little bit of that health recovery. Next stun could be brutal. No trinket available. Maybe the pet could save you. I think it might be done and done. Cloak proccing for Kiosk. Freeze and trap, but the adaptation stops it entirely. Does charge in, and Atho just goes in for a clothesliner as Keep Smiling is going to be up next. For Atho though, he's actually walking into this one with a pretty good setup, I think. He got Spell Warden. He got himself Shield of Vengeance. He actually is able to basically immune a Mortal Coil with a Blessing of Sanctify. Well timed Sanctify. Shot if you were out for Keep Smiling. As he drop an Infernal. If you could somehow deny some of this damage or just ignore it, stay away from it, deny the Chaos Bolts from smiling, you might be okay. Not a lot of mana left. You're kind of like limited. Blessing of Sanctuary. Is it Sanctuary? What did I call it? What have I been calling it? Is it Sanct? I think you usually call it Sanct, which is short for Sanctuary, but maybe I got it wrong this entire time. Might be. I'll be able to look back at the footage, I guess. Yeah, see what I said. Keep Smiling, boarding out of there, taking himself the long way out of that situation into an interrupt. Sanctify? Oh, I did call it Sanctify, didn't I? I should say Sanct. I should say Blessing of Sanct. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Come on, man. It's a Paladin Blessing. It's only useful in PvP, and that's going to be a big slammer by Athaman as he just absolutely wrecks right through the Warlock, but he's left with absolutely nothing. Is it Plush next? It is Plushed. Athaman maybe can beat the Rogue. Cheap Shot, Super DR, Lay on Hands, maybe? Hands? Oh, he does Lay on Hands, but a bubble. He needs to wait. Shield of Vengeance up right now. You need to use it. Oh my goodness, Athos, Shield of Vengeance. Maybe full stun into Plush does go in for the cloak as well as advantage. At least was able to drive the Rogue back into the shadows as Atha trying to see if he can stay a step ahead, picking up the eye. This is going to be immediate Trinket on the sap. Nothing he can do. Shield of Vengeance for the stun. Perfect. Plus trying to see if he can crack those defenses. Shield of Vengeance is going to do a bit of damage, but the shield does wane with power as we get higher into dampening. Sancta's up right now for a second. Getting better at SI. Literally called me out, but I'm getting better at Hammer's flying in. Blind last second. Wait, Plus does he go down either way? Bubble out of Atha. He doesn't want to let a Rogue out at all. What a bubble. What a risky bubble. It's over for Plush. It is over. It's over. As Atha just absolutely crushes him under the boot. Nigel gonna be up next. There's no way like if you had a bubble right now, maybe you could live this. But yeah, there's just no way. Nigel got himself a decent opportunity though. Nina is gonna be up next. That is a class with a lot of defenses. Nigel, if he could just kind of wait it out and go for hit and once. Oh, he tried to see if he could trap up Nina in the darkness. Try to see if he can give himself some defense. Expecting the stun immediately. I've at the ready though, cannot interrupt those things anymore. Big blade deaths right after damage on a Nina. And just nothing he could really do right now. Nina may be looking at a bubble situation though. Shield of Vengeance as Nigel going for a bit of hit and run. Back it up out of there. While Wings are active, might be a good idea just to back away from Paladin. Honestly, might be not a bad idea. If you want to go in, like get a couple of glaive throws, get the bleed rolling, maybe to see if you can get a demon spawning in. Might not be the worst. But yeah. If you could just be very, very careful with your health, very conservative with your health bar, you could be okay. Judgment gonna throw in. Nina trying to close the gap. Maybe a stun at the ready. Stun is out for Nigel. Needs to get himself an I-beam at some point. Stun is gonna go for a trinket immediately. Have himself lots of resources. Big damage right after. Into a big cleave. Nina might be in a bad spot. Maybe Bubble does go for the bubble before Nigel is able to really ramp up and get her taken down right then and there. Immunity is active. Trying to see if he can wait out the immunity for immunity, which is so good for the Demon Hunter. Into imprison. Onto Nina. Needs a stun. Needs a Hodge right then and there. Otherwise they go down. Demon spawning in for Nigel. Blind to follow. Demon breaking the blind, slaying the demon, got himself 20%, didn't pick up the demon soul, so got himself 20% more damage, staying way over there somewhere. Nina, do you just die to dots? Got a wall, keeping himself alive, barely though, needs a Hodge right now. Do you have it? No, Nigel does take it. He also should have a demon soul somewhere out here. We don't see it, but I think he should be able to see it. I think maybe backflipping into it, or he didn't pick it up earlier. Okay, I guess he picked it up a lot earlier than, Shadow Melt maybe? Trinket, I-beam for Fist of Fury, try to see if he can fight through it. Hunt right after, into Asriel, trying to go for a big old Karma. It's going to reverse damage back into Nigel. Nigel has nothing, unless maybe hold on a second. Oh, this guy is just reckless. Oh, no way. Dirks is the last one left to fight against him. Give this home, yo. I don't know if Dirks is going to allow it, but I was going to say, Dirks should just let him walk up to Katarina and get a full set of food, right? Full set of food. Trinket immediately on that cheap shot, trying to see if he can immune it. Oh, hold on. Imprison. I don't know how a Demon Hunter can deal with Dirks at this point. I think it's pretty possible. But maybe some way, somehow, Meta got him some distance. Maybe he can go for a bit of damage. I-beam right after, trying to see if he can backflip out. Using mobility. Maybe a Sigil of Fear, Sigil of Misery. Maybe that does something. If you can keep the Rogue away from you, might be okay. Mage Foot, not down. Hopefully down at some point. If you can go for like a full stun on Rogue, maybe you'll be okay. Derek's, I think he has it in sights, like he's waiting for you to spectral sight, right? At this point, there's just nothing. Shadow Strike? Oh, I was gonna say, like, technically you did have like a global to react, but there's just no way. A Shadow Strike into a miss rate is over. Katarina trying to get himself a go versus Derek's. I think even got a touch of them. Another Tempest. Together touch. Big Shadow Strikes on the road though. What is this? What are these strikes? What are these Shadow Strikes? What'd you do to Katarina? Just a single Shadow Strike felt like a secret technique times 2. What was that? Katarina tried to see if he could freeze it, but you're gonna try to go for a step, try to go for a kick into a polymorph right after. No trinket available. Double vanishes up in case you need stuff. Then goes a vanish. At least one of them. This guy got a lot of damage. Trying to see if he could find you. Actually staying really, really close to you. If only you had that Nether Temple still bouncing on the rogue, then you might have been okay. Somebody picked him up. Was it Cat? I think it was Cat. Is able to go for a go. Kidney shot, blinking away. I steal a lot of damage from the rogue. Even though he can't have you locked down in the stun, it doesn't mean you're not in a deadly situation. Breath right after. I see he breaks out of it fairly quickly. Was that a cloak? No, it wasn't even a cloak. Trying to go for power. Well, there was a cloak. And now Katarina's got left with nothing. Maybe invis. You can maybe give yourself a bit of DR, but you need to find a way to CC the rogue for just a second. Does go for the invis. And should be able to go for damage, hopefully, but Derek's catching that Shadow Melt. It's just Shadow Strike, immediate interrupt, trying to give you no cooldown reduction whatsoever. Katarina, I don't know what you're gonna do in this situation. I think it's just over, right? I think it's just done. Rogue is out in the open. You got him one more vanish. You can always just vanish Shadow Strike and it's over. Unless you can somehow maybe pick it back up. You're just waiting for a Shadow Step. Or cooldowns. Or vanish. I don't even know. That or we're just waiting out for the Nether Tempest. Like, technically, I feel like a mage could do something in this situation. I just don't know. I don't know. Cheap shot. Abyss. Oh, it's just over. What are these Shadow Strikes? This guy with them Shadow Strikes. I still want to see what the hell that was. After picking up 3. I didn't even realize it. Nigel only 2? I thought Nigel picked up 3. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Derek's is being gentle? I think so.